with us, we kind of click because we know what's going on, and like this one lady wanted me to channel her dead father, and I told her that that's something that I don't do really, and because I'm a passive medium, the spirits come to me. I can't call them out, but she asked me, "Oh, please try, please, please." So I said, "Well, the only way I can do this is if my wife and I are in the room together, and we turn off everything, and make it really quiet in there, and then we just ask for that spirit, and I'll be darned if he didn't show up." And he started communicating with us, and the things that he communicated with us, we relayed to her, and she said everything that we told her was correct. And about him having a brown dog, my wife said it was brown, but I saw more like an Irish setter, and she said that he did have an Irish setter back when he was younger. And I told her that he used that Irish setter for hunting, and she said, yes, he loved hunting. And I said he also loved fishing, because I saw a fishing pole and somebody carrying a fishing pole with laying on his shoulder, And but like I said, everything we told her was correct and right on.
That's scary. Now, Alan, I know you're only booked in for an hour, and the hour is now up. Do you want to hang for another half an hour, or do you...
Oh, sure. Okay. Yeah, sure, I can.
Okay, cool. Now, why don't you... Because we probably have some new listeners, okay? And they probably don't know what empath is. And why don't you explain a little bit about, what it is?
Well, an empath... can feel impressions of different things. My wife, working at Walmart as a cashier before she retired, that's one of the worst jobs that an empath could have, because you pick up on different feelings of people. And if they come in sick, they can actually make her physically sick. And same way with me. We can pick up on those things. I'm a passive medium, and so is she. As I said, a passive medium cannot call out a spirit by name. They come to us and tell us what they want us to convey to whoever it is that we might be talking to at that time. I've had them come on when I'm on a radio show and interrupt the radio show, want me to tell the host something about their departed loved one. And I'm also a sensitive, and my wife is too, and that helps us out with this ghost stuff, or spirit stuff. I hate to call them ghosts, because they were people like us at one time, and I think the better word for them is spirit. But anyway, I can feel a spirit when they come close to me. I actually get goosebumps, and I get almost like a chill. Now, with my wife, it's different. She gets like somebody's poking her, like they're trying to get her attention. And I told you earlier also, I have people around me, or spirits around me, all the time. And that's because I can feel them. Now, I don't know why they react the way they do, but just the strongest ones can make it true to me and convey their messages that they want to convey to me. I don't know why it doesn't happen all the time, just, once in a while. I'm not like Amy Allen going to a house and start saying there, well, calling people ghosts out, the spirits out.
No,
I can't do that.
But Alan, have you ever been around somebody where you felt such negative vibrations and evil that you wanted to get away from them?
Yeah, especially my wife. Especially, she's very fine-tuned when it comes to stuff like that. She can, like I said, get physically sick if she gets by somebody like that. For instance, an empath tends to stay by themselves, and my wife and I are perfectly happy staying in this house for a whole weekend and not go out and do anything. That's just the way we are. It's not that we hate people or don't like people. It's like going into a I don't know how to describe it, a place with a bunch of needles or something. It just heightens our feelings, our senses, and it's not good. We can pick up on sad people that's crying or upset about something. We can pick up on that really quick.
Now, you mentioned also you're a healer. Have you, like Edward Casey, for example, people would go see him and they would have health issues, and he could basically zero in to their health issue. Now, are you able to do that with somebody that comes up to you and they're sick and they don't know, they've been to the doctors and the doctors can't figure out what's wrong with them? Have you been able to, heal them or figure out what is going on with them?
I've gave blessings to hundreds of people so far during my lifetime. I can pretty much tell them what's wrong with them, and they usually, but by the time they come to me, they've already went to the doctor. But yeah, I find that I can heal probably about 50% of it. I don't know why. It's only 50%. I had this one radio show host. He got a little bit smart aleck with me, and he says, "Well, if you're a healer, why can't you heal all of them?" Well, the thing of it is I'm not Jesus Christ. I'm not God. I can't just go around and say you're healed and you're healed. I also feel if it's your time to go, or if it's your time to have this hardship, whatever it might be, a sickness or whatever, and God wants you to go through it, that's what's going to happen, and you're going to die. I know I can place my hands on a person's head, and I can tell immediately if that person's going to die or not. And the only blessing I can give that person is probably just a blessing of peace and relaxation, and help them deal with the pain. That's about all I could do on that.
Now, if you put your hands on them and you get the sense that they're going to die, very soon, they don't know it, do you tell them that they're going to die, or you not tell them? I mean, it'd be really hard to tell somebody, hey, I get this vibe from you that you're going to die.
No, I don't tell them. I can't tell them. Because if I told them that, they would be just a bundle of wrecked nerves and everything, and return to their families that way. And no, I don't tell them that. Like I said, they want a blessing, and I will give them a blessing. It might not be the blessing that's going to do any good, though. I mean, other than peace and relaxation, and maybe get rid of the pain a little bit. But that's all I can deal with on that person. Well, I've also laid my hands on a person that was on life support. And after I gave the blessing, I knew he was going to, or she was going to live. I just knew it. And sure enough, she did. The doctor was going to unplug the life support, and that's the reason why her mother called and wanted me to go over and give her a blessing. And then she did it because somebody had told her, and she told me that she heard that I gave blessings? And I said, yeah. And so she wanted me to go to the hospital and do that. And that girl, I swear, had a hose or a wire in every orifice of her body and machines all around her. And she was on life support. And I gave her a blessing. And the next day she called and she was crying and upset, saying that the doctors was going to take her off life support. And I told her, I said, you tell the doctors to do whatever they want. They can take her off life support right now. She's not going to die. And sure enough, last I heard, she was married and had 3 or 4 kids, and they moved to California.
That's great. That's good news.
And I knew that blessing took. I had a good feeling after I gave it. I just knew it was meant to be.
Well, going back to Edward Casey, okay, his son would say, because I mean, his father would just have all these people, sending him mail, with all type of health issues and all kinds of stuff, and go see, he would see a certain percentage of them. But his son actually said that his father would physically be so wore out, and he would get so sick, physically sick, from all these people. Maybe it was just the stress of it all, but he would take on some of the illnesses. His son said so.
I deal with that also. After I give a blessing, it drains you. It really does, and that's because I believe you are taking on some of that person's illness or whatever is affecting them. And I gave blessings where I was just completely drained afterwards, and I can relate to that. Did he give healings long distance?
I believe he did, yes.
Well, I've had an opportunity to do that a couple times too. I'm getting fairly old now, and I can't travel all over the United States, but I have done a couple by telephone, and as far as I know, they took. But I know one did. I know one did especially. But I can give a blessing. And there's been radio shows where the spirits have come through, and after the show was over with, I was just drained because those spirits wanted me to tell them what they wanted me to tell them, and they were using my energy to do that, and it was it can drain you. It really can.
Oh, that's one thing I can believe. I did have a healer back about 8 months ago. She wasn't the healer; she was a medium, but her husband was the healer, and she would say that he would sometimes get so sick where he couldn't even get out of bed for days afterwards. But he had a very high success rate of healing people. But it was she was worried for him. It was taking, a major toll on his health.
Yeah. I even bless animals. I bless our own animals. I bless, our pets and stuff. And I also found out with them, it's about 50% that I can heal or, get them over their illnesses. And the other half, I haven't been able to do it. I gave a blessing once where I released a man's spirit. The lady wanted me to. He had terminal brain cancer, and I knew he was going to die. She didn't even have to tell me the minute I gave him his first blessing. But what she was using me for was for me to go over and give him a blessing to relieve his pains and stuff when he was, having them. And he also had hallucinations where he was seeing people in his room and stuff. And he get where he would be thrashing around in his bed, and I'd give him a blessing to calm him down. And but I believe the people he saw